This is Bill Quarter with one question to ask for today's presentation. Do you dare to discuss your own flatulence? Now, I'm sure many of you have been to the doctors, many of you have been asked for GI complaints, but how many of you doctors have asked you about your flatulence? Many of us avoid discussing it, don't want to even acknowledge it, and really do our best to go to some other topic. But I'm going to address it because it is an important reflection of the health of your intestines. And I think you know me hopefully well enough by this point that I'm a great believer that your health of your intestines determines a great deal of the health of your entire body. Your intestines are your second brain. Your gut is your second brain. It produces 60 to 70% of your neurochemicals in your brain. It produces 70 to 80% of your antibiotics that protect the foot soldiers of your immune system. So you want your intestines to be healthy as possible. What are some of the symptoms that show they're not healthy? Abdominal bloating, discomfort, intestinal cramping, and flatulence. If your flatulence is loud, audible to the neighbors, what that means is you're not digesting carbohydrates. That's fermentation, and means there's too much fermentation and too much inflammation in your intestines. If your flatulence is silent but deadly, that means you're not digesting completely protein, and that's putrefaction. So if you pay attention to your flatulence, you will actually be able to know a little bit what's wrong with your diet, a little bit what's wrong with your intestines, and make the appropriate changes on your own without having to go to your physician. Now, with carbohydrates, if you're not digesting carbohydrates and you do have a lot of loud flatulence, you need to just reduce your amount of grains. You need to reduce pasta. You need to reduce bread. You need to cut down on those pastries or desserts. If you do that, you will find that you lower the thermostat of your intestines. You will find that you lower the inflammation of your intestines. That will then produce better health. Same for proteins. If you are deadly but silent, you really need to cut back on animal-based protein. You need to reduce dairy products and meat. And if you do so, again, you'll lower that thermostat, decrease that level of inflammation, and improve your health. So by looking at some of the things that maybe you don't really want to look at, that are reflective of your internal intestinal system, you can actually improve your health significantly. So my recommendation for this presentation is to develop the habit of paying attention to your intestines. Develop the habit of being aware of your flatulence, and develop the habit of trying to improve your health by changing the necessary dietary issues. In closing, there's two things. There's the line from Star Wars. It was the initial second episode, now labeled, I believe, the fifth episode. And it's the scene where Han Solo goes to rescue Luke Skywalker. And he kills this beast, opens up the beast with the laser, and then stuffs Luke Skywalker inside the beast to keep him warm during the frigid night. And he has one comment. He steps back and braces himself from the beast and says, "And I thought you smelled bad on the outside." We all want to smell good on the outside, but we all should smell better on the inside. The irony in history to me is that when mankind began and we lived in caves, huddled around the fire, sleeping closely packed together, there probably was not much flatulence at all. Their diet was plant-based. Their diet was nice and clean without toxins. Their diet produced little GI discomfort. Today, we have 77,000 chemicals, we have contaminants, we have toxins, We have difficulty digesting carbohydrates, difficulty digesting protein. It's a different world. So develop the habit. Today in modern society, we need to pay attention to our intestines. We need to improve our health. You really can't do one without the other. Thanks for listening. Give it some thought. Hope you subscribe and keep listening. I'll try my best to educate both of us so we can increase our health together. Thank you very much and appreciate your tolerance of the topic. Thanks.